what's good with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO. Before we get too deep into the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like if you're not subscribed already and haven't liked already. Getting straight into the chapter because that's what you're here for. We start off with Asta facing his devil. Asta faces the AMD, the anti-magic devil, and the anti-magic devil looks almost identical to Asta. Let's say you have Asta and then you make him evil. This is what the AMD looks like. There's a lot of theories going around as to why he looks like this. I'll throw out a few. I don't know if these are correct, but there are a couple of theories. Some people theorize that he took on this form because he's related to Asta. There's another theory going around saying he took on this form because he's been inside of Asta's body for so long, or you know, they just been together for so long, and we're just gonna have to see how that plays out with Tabata, what he wants to write. But the AMD pretty much looks exactly like an evil version of Asta. Asta's really excited to finally see his devil, and I know that everyone watching this video is excited to see the devil. It's been like so many chapters that we haven't seen him, but now we get to see him come into the world, you know, because we've seen Zagreus come into the world. Now we get to see Asta's AMD come into the world, and I would like to say that he's not even at full capabilities right now, because as you will see in a second, I will talk about it when I get there, but you're gonna see in a second. So basically, Asta tells his AMD thank you, and this is such an Asta move. You know, most people won't tell a devil thank you, you know what I mean? People just automatically assume devils are evil, but Asta, he judges people based on their character and not their race. All right, so this is a devil, so people assume that the race of devils is automatically evil. But Asta has to be shown that they're evil through intent and through their character. So Asta doesn't automatically assume that the AMD is evil, because the AMD has helped him countless of times, and he's explaining this to the AMD. He's like, you've saved me by letting him use some of his devil's power. And that's true. Asta would have been dead a long time ago if it wasn't for the help of the AMD. And I think they have a very cooperative relationship. I wouldn't say very cooperative, but they have certainly they have like some sort of cooperation between each other, because we have seen the AMD step in to help Asta on multiple occasions. Now we don't know what the AMD's actual intentions are, because let's be honest, we don't really have that much information on the AMD at this time, but it seems like we're going to start to see him more integrated into the story. He's always been integrated into the story through Asta, but now he's going to be integrated in the story through himself, because he's here. The AMD is here finally. Like, you guys can probably tell, I'm so happy that the AMD is finally here. That means a lot of mysteries are going to start to be uncovered, and I'll get to that in a second too. But basically, Asta's telling his devil thank you for all that, and Nox seems to really be enjoying this, because there's a panel with Nox just by itself smiling. Now, Nox actually smiles a lot. Sometimes he smiles when he's roasting people, but Tabata drew a whole panel with Nox just smiling. So I'm willing to bet that Nox is pretty pleased that Asta is, you know, pretty much thanking his devil. Now, he's not. I don't think Nox is gonna come out and straight up say that, because I don't think that's just the right time to say that coming from Nox right now. But as of right now, you know, Nox seems pleased, because, you know, Nox just is straightforward, and he's kind of blunt, and he likes to, you know, get on people and tell them what's wrong with them. And like when it comes to Asta, it seems like he sees something special in Asta, and it seems when it comes to Asta, everybody sees something special in Asta. Asta is special, you know. He doesn't have magic, but never giving up is his magic. He's special in that way. Basically, the AMD is telling Asta, he's like, you're stupid, and he's gonna kill him. And then Asta kind of freaks out, but this is not like a really serious panel. It's kind of like a joking panel, and we didn't really get that many joking panels whenever it's a serious moment. So I don't think that the AMD is gonna kill Asta. I don't, because Tabata's drawing Asta jokingly, you know. Asta's not taking the situation as serious, and Nox even addresses this. He's like, Asta, do you not realize like what situation you're in? And I don't know. Apparently, Asta really doesn't realize what type of situation he in. It's kind of that shonen protagonist kind of thing going on, where they just are kind of blatantly stupid to what's going on. Like, this Asta is literally in a double ritual circle, and he's like, hey, la 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 la, what's going on? Like, nah fam, you're in a double ritual circle, my guy. All right, so basically this is one of the coolest moments from the chapter. The AMD just straight up, like, how am I gonna explain this? All right, so boom, the AMD basically just opens Asta's grimoire from across the circle and takes out his Demon Slayer sword, and it flies out. Now, I'm pretty sure he can do this because the sword is imbued with his anti-magic. So since it's the devil's anti-magic, he obviously can control it. It just makes sense to me. You know what I mean? He can control it because it's imbued with his anti-magic. So basically the devil's starting to attack Asta because he's like, I'm not, you know, you said what you had to say, now it's time to get to business. And he's attacking Asta. So it appears he's trying to kill Asta. Now, Asta getting smacked around a little bit, but not enough to where like he's with a fatal injury. A lot of people were asking me, hey Neo, is Asta going to fight with just one arm? And it appears that he is, because the devil has his arm, so he's fighting with one arm, which is crazy, which is wild. I do believe that Asta will succeed. All right, so we got knocked pretty much saying like fight back, because Asta's not fighting back. He's like, you know, Asta's kind of, you know, passive until like he has a reason to fight. If Asta never had a reason to fight, he probably wouldn't fight, unless it's somebody like, you know, and they're just having like a friendly fight, you know what I mean? So basically Noct is telling him like, you gotta fight, you came here to get stronger and you need to defeat the devil. That's part of the ritual. So he explains to Asta that if he does not win, the devil will take over his body and he will be corrupted and turned into a monster. So this reminds me of Licht. We know that Licht's body literally got corrupted and he turned into this creature. That's all I can say. He turned into this demonic creature. And it seems like the same will happen to Asta if he gets corrupted. It seems like the devils like corruption a lot. It seems like they really thrive when things get corrupted and chaos comes about. So we're just gonna have to see how that goes. I don't see Asta. Asta's not gonna turn into this crazy demonic monster. I don't see it happening, but I will leave it there as a possibility because they put it into the story. So maybe somewhere down the line we might see this form, or maybe this is just a one-off panel and we never see this again. The monster looks kind of crazy. It's like, dang, it kind of reminds me of Demon Licht. Imagine Demon Licht, like, crazy. Noct then goes on to explain how the skulls all around this area, this place, this ritual, they are human skulls lined up and just set about. He says that these human bones and skulls are the ones who did not pass the ritual. They're the ones who failed in attempting to control the devil's power. So they basically got disposed of, and they're here. That's why there's a whole bunch of bones around this place, because it's the people who failed to control the devil when trying to do this ritual. Now, Asta finally gets some sense into his head, and he's like, this has got to be some forbidden magic. Well, of course, my guy. You didn't see all the bones around you? So basically, Asta finds out like this is some type of forbidden magic or something like that, and Asta isn't too keen on the idea of having to do some forbidden stuff, which is gonna be kind of you know, interesting to see. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know, because Asta can't use magic. So it's like, how can Asta use forbidden magic if he can't use magic at all? I think it's just maybe something playing around with the wording or something. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just wanted to say it. So basically, Noct was like, it's only 2 days. You're not going to get stronger with a proper method like training. So we got to do this. So basically, to get this power, they got to do some sketchy stuff. and it's not like the proper way of, you know, getting stronger, as in getting a teacher and traditional training. And that's what a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought that NeohXO was going to like show Asta some new moves and train, but nah, NeohXO is like, nah, fam, we gotta do some type of demonic ritual, then you gonna get stronger. I like NeohXO, man. Then we continue to see the AMD knocking Asta around, and it seems like NeohXO is getting a little serious now. He's like, what are you doing? You're about to die. And then Asta's like, no. And Asta basically explains to NeohXO, this guy, referring to the AMD, isn't really trying to kill him, because Asta explains that he can sense it with ki. And NeohXO has like this blank kind of expression, and basically he's like, what are you even talking about? This guy is a devil, and devils don't have consciousness. And basically Asta explains, like I was getting at earlier, that devils, you can't judge an entire race just because of their race. You have to actually get to know their character. And Asta has a flashback to Zagreus, and he says this guy is different from the one who he fought before, being Zagreus. And definitely, all of the devils have their own personalities. Just because they're a devil doesn't mean they have the same personality. It doesn't mean that they have the same motives, same intentions. And the fact that Asta explained this stuff out loud to NeohXO, the devil kind of took that to heart, if you can say the devil has a heart, if you know what I mean. But the devil seems to have taken that to heart, and he basically had a flashback to a woman. Now this woman looks like Asta's mom, and the reason that the devil had this flashback is because the woman said something very similar to the devil in the devil's past, and it caused the devil to basically see this woman in Asta. So that leads me to believe that this woman is Asta's mom. Now I don't want to dwell too much into that, because that's where the chapter ends, and I think that it will be very, you know, a very good topic of theorizing in the community after this chapter. Now this isn't a theory video, but I will make a different video where I theorize who this woman is. I'm just telling y'all right now, I think it's his mom. I mean, y'all do not have to agree with me, but y'all can if y'all want. I've seen people theorize that, you know, I'm not even gonna get too deep into it, but subscribe if you're not already, and I'll make another video theorizing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.